Welcome, guys, to day 6 of the UKMF Christmas podcast. Woohoo! Today, it is just myself and Liam. Spencer's gone to work dinner and going to the gym with his girlfriend. Ooh.
I was going to say because he doesn't care about us.
You don't?
He doesn't. There's literally no proof of Spencer caring about us. Show us proof and we'll believe.
No grind, mate. There's no grind.
No grind. No grind.
Cop out.
Well, I have been here more often than you and Spenny as of this weekend. I want you to know that.
That's true.
Once we've recorded after this weekend, I have appeared the most.
You're the star of the show.
Only for Christmas, baby.
Yeah, after that, you're kicked out, you're gone.
UKMF is split up.
I'm sure it'll be a bit longer than Christmas, maybe New Year's.
Oh, okay.
And the topic.
Is that the parrot?
That's my mum.
It was the parrot.
No. Alright, so the background noise is the parrot screaming, and then my mum screaming at my dad. So together, the whole household just screaming at one another. Something just ran to my door. Probably the dog.
Living the life of Cavern.
Oh, this is great fun.
Oh, we've got dogs barking now.
Alright, I'm gonna have to stop. Right, just gonna take a quick little cut because the household went berserk at one another. My dad's winding my mum up. The parrot screaming, which is also winding my dad up. Yes, the dog's barking, the dog's going around the house. Yes, yeah, not ideal for a podcast.
It's what Christmas is for.
Yeah, bringing the family all together. They're not having an argument. My dad's just being a pain.
That was the very first bit there was very... I've not cut it, I've just slicked it back.
Yeah, they ain't having a domestic, it's fine. It's just, he's hid something from her, and she won't tell her where he's hid it. So now there's an argument, which is fair.
They're not fighting, it's just...
Well, it's just a bug. So, the topic of today is Santa real? Or what are opinions on Santa, the man himself? Or Father Christmas?
Nah, I'm going with Santa. Americanize this. If you put
Alright.
dollars in a title, it makes money, so we have to put Santa in
I'm
the
going
title.
Santa Claus.
Oh,
That is the... Oh. It's okay, come in.
you get one free pass.
Oh look, it's the female from the other episode. It's now here. Say hello.
Hello.
Alright, now you can go.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
I want to kiss him.
You can kiss me in, it's fine.
See you in Bournemouth, baby.
So Liam, when did you stop believing in Santa? Or have you never stopped believing in Santa?
Well, I've stopped believing Santa coming to my house, should I say. I think Santa's out there loitering, right? But he doesn't do the presents anymore.
Oh.
But he definitely did once upon a time. But my house, what had happened, this was when I used to live in Crowborough. Shout out to all my Crowbrarians out there, gang shit. But I went downstairs one evening after my parents had sent all of us kids up to bed. I went downstairs because I couldn't sleep. I was really struggling. I was scared of Doctor Who monsters finding me in my sleep and all of that lot.
As you do, standard stuff. Don't we...
When you're 8 years old, that is a worry.
Yeah,
The
you
weeping
can't-
angels were terrifying.
You can't let a Cyberman catch you lacking in your house,
Man's not about that.
Exactly.
But I went downstairs and I saw my mum wrapping a Ben 10 on the tricks. And I was like, that's a sad day. So I went straight back up to bed. I didn't say anything. And for the next 3 years, I told my parents I believed in Santa because I was scared that I was never going to get a stocking again. And still to this day, I get a stocking because I live under my parents' roof.
Well, that's a result. That's a happy ending.
Makes me very happy.
To be fair, you just reminded me. when I got my first ever Ben 10 watch, click it around, boom, transform on that.
They
Ooh,
make you feel so good, don't they? I love the
the
on
power, the power.
That's got to be a podcast episode, Cav. Ben
What,
10.
top 10 Ben
Ben
10.
10. Aliens.
To be fair, Ben 10 has some pretty good PSP games.
And DS.
I completed them both in less than a day, but my dad wasn't amused because he'd wasted his hard-earned money on a 4-hour long game, but I was over the moon.
I'm not surprised.
But back to
Yeah, what
Santa.
about you?
Not gonna lie. I want to believe in Santa, but I feel like there's a big age of mine. I'm slowly becoming a non-believer.
Nah. You have to believe that there has to have been a guy.
I feel like maybe if you're a kid watching this, I'm sorry, I might about to break the rest of your life. You might have a midlife crisis at the age of 8, but it is what it is. You'll grow out of it. It's fine.
At some point.
Maybe once upon a time there was some big geezer, big white beard, red clothing. I love Freddos. Red clothing, just dashing out presents. Medieval times, just dashing out seeds to all the family to have some bread. But there's too many people on the earth now, Liam. This man can't be giving presents to 8 billion kids.
But this is why I reckon he was a thing, because he was probably some guy. I mean, let's think about it. It was his Nicholas Claus or something like that, isn't he?
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, it's always been Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage has been alive since, I don't know, fucking 12 BD or AD or something. But yeah, no, I imagine he was probably some guy in like Finland, Denmark, somewhere like that, a really Scandinavian country, because he's got the big beard, he's the big build, only makes sense. And he maybe had this town that he lived in, and he started giving out presents to people without them realizing it was being left at the door. And I think for that, people were like, what is this? And the word got out, and it started to spread across the world, and everyone was like, oh, Father Christmas. And then it just grew from there. Because there's nothing biblical about him.
Nah, so I'm pretty sure there is a biblical, not like, I don't know if it's in the Bible, but the Bible. I'm pretty sure there's some sort of God thing to it. Some geezer went to some place and they're like, this man's a legend. Give out some free bits and bobs. But
why would they choose Jesus's birthday? Because in the Bible, obviously, that's Jesus's birthday, isn't it? So why would they then go, oh yeah, let's get this fat man with a white beard.
You see what it is, right?
Who looks like
Coca-Cola drew up the image of Santa Claus to the masses. You just like the advert I'm on about, right? Big red truck, yeah. Santa with his Coke in his hand like this. That's what we all think Santa looks like. But before that, pre Coca-Cola, PCC.
Just realised what you said.
PCC. They just thought it was a random religious geezer or some random geezer.
Right, I thought while we're doing this, I'll Google how the Santa Claus story started. Only makes sense that we actually Google it.
Oh, I've accidentally clicked on Christmas ideas for men. That's now in the podcast. Hey.
Introduction. The American Santa Claus is generally considered to have been invented of Washington Irving and other early 19th century. Holy shit, I can't speak. Other 19th century New Yorkers who wished to create a benign figure that might help calm down riotous Christmas celebrations and refocus them on family. But that can't have been. This one says where the legend of Santa Claus.
I'm calling some cap on that. Americans didn't invent Santa. Fuck off.
Nah,
Fake
100%
news.
not. We're
That
not
fake
giving that
news.
to the Americans. Yeah, see, this one here is completely different, and it goes as far back as 280 AD.
Cool.
The legend of Santa Claus can be tracked back hundreds of years to a monk named Saint Nicholas.
That's
It is
the one.
believed that Nicholas was born sometime around 280 AD in Patara. Oh my god, I'm really gonna offend people here. Patara near Myra in modern day Turkey. Much admired for his piety and kindness, Saint Nicholas became the subject of many legends. So it's some monk. Santa is a monk.
Yeah. So what I've expertly investigated
Googled.
is Father Christmas is the OG who grew popular, and was a religious figure, and then the pop culture transcended him into Santa Claus, which is what we know as today.
Yeah.
So he used to just be some guy, some religious geezer, loved Jesus and that, and he was just a nice guy, always been caring to the community, and now he's just some big fat red fella dishing out presents to everyone, unless you be naughty.
Literally gave credits to a bald guy who wears like a brown reddish overall and gone, you know what? I can see him as a really fat guy with a really big beard.
A nice
big,
beard,
bright
though.
red hat. Oh yeah, stunning beard. Stunning beard.
A beard to die. Better than what piece of shite I grow on my face.
I don't know what to even call that.
This is 2 weeks of hard work, mate. That's what that is.
2 weeks.
That's what you call that. 2 weeks. No, I think 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half.
It's been longer in it.
No, because I shaved. I remember I shaved before the pub crawl, and the pub crawl was about 2 weeks ago, I think.
Was it?
3. Oh, okay. Maybe this might be no. Before I went out with my uncles, so that was 2 weeks ago.
See, now you're changing your mind on the dates. So
no, because I remembered it was before the football game. Before the Worthing game, I shaved because I remember cutting myself with the razor before the game.
Oh shit!
So it was 2 weeks ago this weekend. So 2 weeks of hard graft, mate.
And then you get people like Tim Allen in the Santa Claus movie who can grow a beard 20 times the size of your one in like 2 seconds.
Hang on, I'm not proud of this. This is just laziness of. I'll probably shave tomorrow before I go to Bournemouth, but
don't shave,
mate. This is a monstrosity on my face.
Don't shave.
Keep it growing, and I'll buy you a Freddo in a week.
Wow, I'll get a 25p. The girlfriend
35.
The girlfriend wants me to keep the beard because she likes it for some reason, but I think she likes it because it makes me look more clapped.
No,
so less people will talk to me.
I reckon that's a good idea. Yeah.
No, I think you look fancy.
She thinks I look
But if
fancy.
it makes you look more clapped, how's mine make me look? I got a bit of a pedo tash going on at the moment.
I mean, your beard's got more substance to it, but I think mine's better,
We can't even ask Sahara because she's going to be biased.
Yeah,
What's that?
she is. What do you think of Liam's beard?
I haven't seen his beard.
Or lack of beard? It's like a more defined version.
Is that a chin strap?
I've got a goatee.
Mine's basically.
It's getting close to a chin strap.
Mine's a weak version of his. That's what I've kind of gathered. But I'm prettier than Liam, so it's fine.
I think Liam's looks fuller because he has darker hair.
Ah.
That's a thing as well. Pigment.
And I've got many pigments.
These ginger hairs don't come cheap,
I'm not ginger. I got ginger in here.
Yeah, if you die with you want to be like me.
Okay.
I don't know. I fucking don't.
Bye bye.
far from
I'm
it.
your idol.
I'm going grey as well, so it's getting closer to Santa's.
Maybe you're the Santa's long lost son or whatever.
Maybe I am the next Santa.
Fingers crossed,
There's got
mate.
to be a new Santa every year, because obviously, well, not every year, but he dies, doesn't he? He can't live forever.
Maybe no, but if you watch the films, Liam, You're,
Well, he dies in the film too.
some films he never dies. See that?
I don't know. I bet he
So,
just
this
dies,
is-
but people transform into that same guy.
This is another flaw, you know. All the Christmas films, they all say all different things.
Plus, if he has children, surely it's going to pass on to his children.
Yeah, but what happens if they're corporate and greedy and they're like, no, we want all these presents and money for ourselves? I don't know, back to Santa.
That's Hasbro, man.
Who's funding Santa?
That's a good point.
That's a very good point. How is
The North and South Pole are untouched land. No one's allowed to touch them. How has Santa got a workshop up in the North Pole?
how is he getting presents for everyone in the world, if not multiple presents? When I was a kid, I used to get a lot of presents. That
How's
for
he making
everyone.
Yeah, how is he making all this shit?
Either this man has got some mad discounts.
Mad discounts, an easy way to get into other countries without a passport, because that
Yeah,
man's
we
going to be trapped.
with the recent Brexit deals, mate. I don't know how he's coping with all this travelling and making presents for all the kids.
I think he's got
Huh?
more than Brexit to worry about.
Santa's money laundering. He's a dirty,
Gotta
dirty
be. He's
fraud.
gotta be. Santa, we're calling you out, homie.
Wait, Santa, where you at? 1v1 me, mate.
Come on. Santa v UKMF.
Well, I don't
Raka
want to.
Raka, if you could edit it together for us, that'd be great.
I don't want to ruin any kids' hopes and dreams, but
Nah, fuck the kids.
Santa's a bit.
We'll get-
Santa's a bit sus, if you ask me.
Santa's the sussy fucker. That's the title.
This man has committed blatant fraud to the entire world, and only comes to little kids. Not little kids, but
Miles sorts these out, right? The podcast.
yeah, Miles edits a
Okay,
podcast.
Miles, I need you to hear me out. Whilst Cav is saying that whole thing, can you edit a J. Jonah Jameson mustache onto Cav while he's calling out Santa? Or put it in the thumbnail. Make Cav
Yeah.
look like J. Jonah Jameson in the thumbnail.
That's the title. Santa is a sus man. Oh, sorry. This is 2021. Male or female?
Santa is a suspect.
Santa is a sus day.
That's the other thing. You know how our perception of Santa for all these years has been a white male?
Maybe he's just some prosy. That's how he makes all his money.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we don't know what he looks like, but not that long ago there was a petition to change Santa's gender.
Oh, I remember that.
I'm like, well, you can't do that because you've got Mrs. Claus anyway, so can't you just say Mrs. Claus goes out too? And then they were like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, let's change Santa's race. And it's like, but we've always had the perception he's white. And I mean, if we're looking at it, from what we've read about Origins, he's not even white.
I mean, all I'm going to say is you got to ask him for his pronouns before we can start changing his gender and that.
Well, yeah.
I feel like anyone, I'm not trying to offend anyone out there, but I feel like if you listen to this podcast, you're going to hear it quite a lot. We can't be
I think it's
making.
just because we're honest. We can be honest.
We're just telling a little joke, We're not trying to slight you. We're not trying to nail you to a crucifix and kill you.
Jesus joke.
Just a little joke, a little dig, haha.
A punch on the arm.
But yeah, Santa. Back to the original. I don't know how we got to that point, but
It was still Santa.
yeah,
You that trailed off apologising.
Santa is sus. That's what I'm saying.
But he is.
But alright,
As much as I believe he was definitely a guy, Mans is sus.
originally we were trying to convince everyone if he was real or not, and I feel like we've just calling him out,
It's still on
given a
topic.
bad name.
Still on topic.
So I'm
'Cause
about.
if he's real, he is going to get that bad name because he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're bloody awake. He knows if you've been bad or good.
Yeah, but he has to know if you've been bad or good because he's like, does this kiddo deserve the creme de la creme of presents, or does he deserve a big bag, shitty bag of coal?
Don't even worry about that. There's a song called I saw. Oh, well, there's not a song called, but in the song, it literally goes, "I saw Mummy kissing Santa Claus." If Santa's not sus when he's a thing, I don't know.
Santa's just even mad. That's what I want to say.
He pulling.
Man's slaying. But, you know, it is what it is. Man's got to do what man's got to do. He's got to make his bread somehow.
Call them milfs, or maybe them dilfs.
Maybe. We don't know.
He could be married to Mrs. Claus, but he could be into men.
Back
20.
on to a less ridiculing of Santa. You know what I'm trying to say. I remember, right? So I asked my mum and dad when I was a wee kid, you know, fresh trim back in the day.
Fresh trim.
I was like, we haven't got a chimney for Santa to come down. So how's the man's getting into the house and give me the presents? And then we had a Santa Claus key turn up.
Yes.
So Santa lets himself into the bungalow, boom, 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 wrapped the on the tree and dipped out.
Pieces.
So you know, if you're out there, you're worried how Santa will come down my chimney. You now know. You can buy him a special key.
I think the problem I have though is kids today. So like Megan, kids today, I feel like are going to get to a point where they're like, what the hell even was a Santa? Like the day that like we have our own kids, they will be, if we don't try and convince them, they'll be like, what the hell was a Santa? Because Megan's 13. When I was 13, I would still celebrate the thought of Santa. I knew he wasn't real, but if I didn't walk into my mum wrapping my presents, I probably would have still believed in him. I was still playing with toys. I was still doing all of that at the age of 13. Now, Megan, I don't know for how long she hasn't believed in him, but we've been putting mince pies and carrots out, glasses of milk. Elf on a Shelf has been doing stuff. And for years, I think she said since she was about 10, she's not believed in him.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to send Santa emails.
You used to send him emails?
Basically, there's a website that my mum showed me, and you could track where Santa was in the world.
This is why kids are naive.
Like a live GPS. So I'm like, wow, he's in Africa. Wow, he's in America. And then it would tell you how much longer until he's roughly, in your country. And you could send him or his elf's email, like messages or emails. Then he'd reply back to you, be like, "Oh, thank you for the email." And I was like, "Wow, he must be real." I was spoken to Santa. I know where Santa is. I can see him on this realistic-looking map.
I bet if you go on it in January, he's still traveling.
Santa's still in the same spot as he was like 2 years ago.
Man, France is crazy.
GPS is lost.
My taco!
Huh?
My taco!
Oh, her Taco Bell's here. Not mine though, Don't invite a boyfriend food, it's fine, I'll starve and die.
Taco Bell does bang.
I heard on the radio today, this is a little Santa fact actually. Apparently...
Fact or opinion?
Fact. So that we leave like presents and stuff out, not presents, like snacks and stuff out for Santa.
Yeah.
Apparently it comes to about £98 million across the whole of the UK.
What, leaving them? How do they know which snacks I'll leave out?
I think it's like, like a rough average of like if you're leaving carrots out for Rudolph, mince pies or whatever, comes to about
insane.
£98 million throughout the UK. So it's Santa.
He's a rich man.
The man can't be eating £98 million worth of mince pies.
If he's making reindeers fly and getting tiny people to build toys for him, I think maybe he can.
This is true.
He also has giant magical sacks to be able to put 7 billion, 8 billion presents in, or roughly.
I personally, actually, go back to our first point of is Santa real? I don't think Santa as an individual is real. I think there's hundreds of thousands of Santas that deliver presents.
Now that's big brain. That's a big brain thought. Because that seems more likely if there was ever going to be.
There is, Liam. Not is
No.
there going to be? There is.
Hey, we have to leave it open for the people who are listening. Who
Alright,
don't.
yeah. But yeah, as I see it, there's a collective of Santa Clauses, and they each have their postcodes. You got BN14 Santa, BN13 Santa, BN12 Santa, and they do their little trips, whatever, their routes,
Their roots.
and then as a collective they agree they're all under one name, one look. So it's more believable then.
Kind of is, yeah. It
Makes
would add up.
and if big brain fingers like us, it makes more sense.
What if though? And this is a huge out there what if. What if Santa was never really actually a person? They just made Santa out to be a person because it's a better way to hide what he is. What if Santa, and this goes back to our jokes about the flat earth thing, which, by the way, I'm happy to talk about on the podcast at another point.
Yeah.
But what if Santa is actually from Area 51? What if he's he looks like a human, but his species that he is allows him to multiply into loads and loads of Santas. So your theory is right, but he's not actually a human.
He breeds himself.
Yeah, he's like a starfish where he could just pull off an arm and it turns into another starfish.
Or what if Santa's God?
Adds up, doesn't it? White beard.
He obviously God would know if we're being naughty or nice, if we're sleeping or awake. Who else could make all this stuff for it? All these kids and all of the adults out there. Only God can.
True. Also, about coal with Santa, for the bad kids getting coal. I've known a lot of bad kids in my time. I've never seen a single one of them get coal. Have you?
Also, coal is so 1800s. Come on now.
Yeah, step up your A game, Santa. Give us a bag of shit or something, you know?
Give us some coal. We haven't got a fireplace to even use it on anymore. It's just a waste of space.
Give us a match, Santa.
Come on, it's 2021. 2022. Fossil fuels and that. Global warming centre. You're killing the penguins, you're killing the polar bears. There you go. Santa is cancelled 2022.
He's killing the universe.
Global warming rises by 500% after Santa delivers presents.
Santa. All the methane gases he's releasing into the air because of his reindeer. Fucking disgusting.
Yeah, the man to sort himself out. Outrage.
Santa, do you know
Fuming!
Santa, the land you build on for your fucking workshop is currently melting.
Yeah. Oh, blame
and
it.
know it's your land because that's where the polar bears are.
Blame it on all the cars. Oh, they're making all the global warming temperatures rise. No, mate, it's just your massive fuck off factory building all this shite for all these naughty kids and nice kids. It's your
all
fault,
the
mate.
slave labour you're committing as well.
Yeah, don't even I reckon Santa's got a big Chinese sweatshop full of elves. Here, have 15p an hour.
15p an hour. No, it'll be, if you're lucky, you get a mince pie because I get 98 million
Or
a year.
what if Santa is just is like the world's biggest owner of sweatshops?
I could see it. Santa owns Primark.
Santa is Primark. Santa is China. Santa is the All Almighty.
We're just living on Santa.
China.
When we get presents, it's actually Santa just going.
I mean, mate, the theories you've got are just, there's too many.
And it builds up to more towards is Santa real or not? It all just works.
This is a shout out to our main man Wesley, who's been on the podcast before. He came up with the theory of
we're going through
flat Earth and Santa and how the two merge together.
But do we want to go, Cav? Let's think about this seriously. Would we rather talk about the flat Earth thing, teaching it to Spencer on an episode, or do we go now?
Alright, what we do is we'll leave a
Because I'd
little.
love to teach Spencer to it, just so to
We're-
see his brain go, what the fuck?
We'll leave a little like, a little bit of this. Keep the listeners thinking. So, the idea that we did not come up with ourselves, that our mate Wesley so did, just so you
We have
definitely
expanded
know.
on it.
Yeah, we've got, the multiverse, like better Marvel, but we had the multiverse of Flat Earth. The multi-Earth.
Multiverse. You can still just say multiverse.
No. The Flatverse. That basically Santa, Easter Bunny, Jack Frost, all them geezers live underneath the flat Earth. That's why we can never see them or hear anything about them. It's because they're underneath all of us. And then when it's time for them to come out and do their thing, they come up their little, I don't know, chutes or their preferred,
Hole in the ground.
their preferred mode of transport. They fly out, do their bit, and go back again. And that's why we never see them. We need
Let's
to
find out more.
We need basically
what the
come
plot
on.
is.
We need basically come on to expand the multi-Earth,
Yeah, the flatverse.
the Flatverse.
To be fair, Spencer and I earlier on messaging about Wesley coming on a podcast. Maybe one of the Christmas ones, we just throw a curveball in there and we just talk about this.
To be fair,
I mean, can we really fill 12 days with just Christmas?
it's Christmas themed.
Oh, well, it'll include Santa, yeah.
Christmas, Flat Earth. Our two favorite things.
There's a microphone.
Yeah, I realised that.
Sticky one still.
Who's for autism?
The girlfriend just gave me some dusty look.
I got sauce on my skirt.
She got sauce on her white skirt to her, and it could have just said isn't it?
Raw sauce.
Sauce!
Sauce!
Oh, wait, I forgot where we were now.
Oh, God.
Right.
We were talking about Wes's.
We went from Santa works in a sweatshop to Flat Earth. Mate, what a podcast, Jesus.
I mean, again, how do we know he didn't? How do we
Um,
know he is not the kingpin of sweatshops?
I feel like we've given a lot of reasons why he's not real, compared to a lot of reasons why he is real. So, the reason why he's real.
Speaks volume, doesn't it?
No, we've been unbiased, that's what it is.
Oh, sorry.
Reasons why he's real. I'll start.
Mummy said so.
My mum and dad told me he was, so therefore he must be.
Alright. If we're going like that, okay. While we were younger, thinking of it, we would wake up in the morning, mince pies and carrots and milk would be gone.
See, I have one with this though.
Oh no.
I had a rabbit. Obviously, a
Oh.
rabbit would eat the carrots. The
What about
father
mince pie?
would eat the mince pies and the milk or whatever. And also, I just come to my mind actually. We'll leave a milk out for like hours and hours and hours at a time. This man does not want to be drinking that.
Exactly. Why hasn't he given everyone coal every year? Why would you want dodgy milk?
But surely after like drinking milk for like hundreds of years, you're like, oh.
What if Santa's lactose intolerant?
Yeah, so I would say whatever, he's lactose intolerant. What have we
Yeah,
been
but
force feeding him milk? He's like, man, I can't even drink this.
This is why his stomach's so big.
Oh my god.
It's like Cat in the Hat, you know, where he starts getting bigger and bigger and then he just releases the burp.
I reckon.
Holy hell.
I reckon.
Santa's wham.
I reckon Santa is wham. that is the title. Why is Santa so
Santa
wham?
is wham.
Yeah, I reckon. What if Santa's a like mad gamer? What if we leave him out some Mountain Dew, some Doritos, a little KFC
No,
snack box?
Pure game fuel.
You might give
That's-
some more presents then. Maybe that's how we
How-
get a PS5. They're so rare. We give Santa Doritos, copy of Halo 1,
Halo 1, yeah, he's not allowed anything else.
Halo 1, Doritos, 2.25 litre bottle of Mountain Dew,
I'll leave my old Xbox 360 out with Mortal Kombat on it.
and then we wake up to like 10 PS5s.
If we don't, Santa doesn't care about us.
Yeah.
Simple as, really.
No, he was in a tough time at the moment. Come on, Santa, be generous.
We're also calling out Santa again, even though we said we'd say positives
Yeah.
about
Ugh.
this is literally this is a way for us to let out our childhood selves who have been struggling with Santa for years.
It's like in a film when the main character, back in Spider-Man 2, right? Everything goes
God.
wrong. The whole film is just bad thing after bad thing after bad thing. And at the end, it's like, wow, something good happens. Maybe that's what we're doing here. We're doing a Spider-Man 2.
2 is the
With,
original
yeah,
Spider-Man
the original.
films?
Maybe you say,
Oh,
we
okay.
say all these bad things about Santa, and then we realise at the end that man is real. He's a nice geezer.
Maybe he'll take us out for dinner, wine and dine.
Yeah, what if I send Santa another email? Like,
Now, screw sending him an email. Let's go to a shopping centre and sit on this bastard's lap.
then another issue. I have seen multiple Santas and none of them look like the other one.
They don't look the same.
I've been Bluebell Railway. I got a puzzle as a present. I got a maze puzzle as a child. I'm an idiot. This present was useless to me. I shaked it. Oh, it rattles. That's pretty cool. I can't work out what to do with it. Santa gives all back presents.
I'm so glad that you're honest about yourself.
Like, I remember it. It was like a cube, and each side of the cube had like a little ball in it, and all had different mazes. The whole idea, you do the whole thing, and all the balls would go into the cube or whatever. Then you finish with the mazes together. I couldn't work that shit out.
Another reason why all that lot is it just makes you question Santa a bit more. When I was younger, at my house, Santa was there in our living room, and I was scared because I'm like, "There's a stranger in my living room. This is mad." And then Santa pulls the beard down. It's my Uncle Carl. How is my Santa Uncle Carl? And Uncle Carl's done nothing about it all this time.
Or maybe he is doing anything about it. You just haven't realised.
Not as much on Christmas. If it was Santa, and me and Santa were that close and get on that like that well, that we're playing Battlefield basically every night together, you'd expect Santa to step up and get me and himself a PS5.
I've got a question. What do you reckon Santa's go-to bevies on a night out?
It's definitely. Everyone would want us to say eggnog right now, but he's definitely a fucking Jaeger bomber.
I reckon he's a fucking
Strawberry
10 Jaeger bombs, or he's a WKD.
Santa's a lightweight.
Santa even loves a WKD. You know, keep trendy with the kids. Oh, he loves a session with the Jaeger bombs.
Santa sips on big hooch.
What do you reckon Santa has in his roast dinner? His Christmas dinner, even.
I bet he's going to be disappointing with the Christmas dinner.
I
I bet he's that person who will go to Toby Carver and get mac and cheese.
Oh, I reckon he's the kind of geezer who just gets. He goes to Toby Carver. He pays the £2 for a king size. What is this dog doing? Get your head out the bag. Oh, this dog is.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Keg?
Right, put the dog down.
A keg.
Put the dog down. Thank you.
Is she munching away on some Taco Bell?
Oh, she's munching on an empty paper bag.
I had a taco. It was really good.
Is that all you got from Taco Bell? A taco?
I got a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Oh yeah, that's not a taco.
Alright, okay, thank you for coming to the podcast again. Goodbye.
Bye bye. I'm just saying hi to my fans.
So yeah, moving on. I reckon
Cut this out.
I reckon Santa just has everything. He is king size, he is double Yorkshire, pigs and blankets, in the entire turkey, entire gammon, entire everything. He's got a big, imagine how many steps and calories he's burning on Christmas.
Yeah, he
The
has
man's
to
got to
eat
eat.
so much. Yeah,
That's
I reckon
why.
he
That's £98 million worth of food in one night. The graft. The man's he's grafted.
He is. and trying to fit the size of the bloke, not to judge, because fair play to him, the size of the bloke, and he's still going down things like chimneys.
Yeah, I feel like he must be pretty smart to travel the world and stuff in 24 hours, or like a matter of hours.
So
But
he starts at.
But why is his? He's like, oh, I see a house. I must go down its chimney. Just knock on the door, lad. Be like, walk on, fam. Here's your presents and dip.
I've just had a thought.
Oh no.
So, Santa obviously lives up in the North Pole.
Yep.
The places that hit Christmas before us would include Australia and New Zealand.
Oh, actually, that's not true. Because I have a theory that Australia doesn't exist.
Right.
Therefore, that can't be possible. Sorry.
Okay, but going by everyone else's logic.
No, this is like a fact. But that's a different podcast, so.
But for the rest of the world, let's just say Australia and New Zealand do
For
exist.
the idiots out there, let's just say
Yeah.
it is real, yeah.
Alright, sorry to offend anyone who's watching, but yeah. That's to say, if people are watching, we could be ranting for no reason.
If you're from Australia, if you say you're from Australia, you're not. So
I'm gonna get Noah and Tess to watch this now.
it ain't real. It's all fake.
Noah, Tess, I love you dearly. Can you please shut my man's up?
I watched one podcast and learned it wasn't real, so that's all I need to know.
I need to see this podcast. Okay, but obviously he would have to start down there, right? And then he would have to finish at Hawaii, because Hawaii's the opposite. So, Mans is starting in Australia and New Zealand, then he's working his way up through Asia, Europe, hitting us, America, and then obviously South America, and Hawaii fits in with that. And obviously when he's in Europe, he'll go Africa during that time, because they're just top and tail of one another. He's got to travel all the way back from Hawaii to the North Pole.
This is why there's more than one Santa.
There has to be.
Unless
There has to be.
unless Rudolph is going like supersonic speeds, it ain't possible.
Yeah, and to also fit in those different time zones as well at the right time.
Yeah,
That's
time zones, and you got
probably air traffic control.
To be fair, some countries there won't be much of like a house to get like. This is a.
Oh god. Okay, we are sorry.
If you're after like the Russian gulags or
God.
Cav, stop Casey. Cav, stop Casey.
the shanty.
She's eating a cake wrapper.
Casey, why are you eating a cake wrapper, you idiot dog? Open your mouth. Open your mouth. Oh.
Did she eat it?
It's in her. Oh, this dog's making her run up. Alright. Let's just. The podcast is still going, but this dog.
Pinner.
She swallowed it. You are an idiot dog.
It's alright, it's only paper. It could be worse.
My dog is on battery life mode.
This is why she's the mascot.
Delicious.
I forgot I even were now. I was just trying to save my dog from eating paper, but. Oh yeah, Santa, Santa goes to the Russian gulags. You can just dash out presents from the sleigh, boom, skip off. Make it rain in Africa. No, that's a really insensitive joke. So,
but I
don't
understand
mean
what
that.
you mean. How would he deliver to certain places? I think Africa is. There are a lot of questions for how he would.
Imagine how
deliver certain
cold it
houses
would be in there as well at the nights. Go to deserts. People that live in deserts, middle of the midnight, like minus 30 degrees out there.
Imagine delivering. I mean, I know that's his sort of environment anyway, but imagine having to find Eskimos and to deliver to these Eskimos.
What about the random tribes that live in the Amazon?
Oh my god! Could you imagine if you had to try and find them tribes?
Is he going to them, giving them some spears and some stones, some animals to hunt?
Oh ho ho! I don't know what to give you to have everything that's surrounding you.
Or is he like, here, have an Adidas t-shirt? Or does he go, Nah, but they're they're not up to date with the tech, so we just leave them to it.
We'll let the Aztecs do what they got to do.
Yeah, like what's he doing? Casey just spurts, but that's great. But yeah, is he speaking to the tribes, or is he not speaking to the tribes?
I reckon the tribes aren't invested. Because there are also religions who don't follow Father Christmas or Santa. Because Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't celebrate Christmas. So surely Santa doesn't deliver to them.
Alright, well, I was saying, if you're a Jehovah's Witness, sort your life out. Have some joy in your life.
I to be fair, I'm sorry, but
I thought this podcast might offend a few people, but it's fine.
should we put a warning in at the beginning?
No, it's fine, because I feel like, Harry Roadshaw says a lot of bad things, and he's hilarious.
Well,
So
you talk about Harry Roadshaw saying a lot of bad things, but if you watch The Misfits,
yeah, like,
they literally talk about cancer and
end of the day, like,
you know what? Fuck it.
I'm a bit rude, I'm a bit of a dickhead, and I'm fine by that, so.
Okay, let's be pricks.
If you're a Jehovah's Witness, fuck off. There we go.
As long as we don't say the C word, we Gucci. Or the N word. Don't say the N word.
That is if you say that, we are banned. Not a lie. It's just been 45 minutes long.
The film starts in half an hour.
Oh, hello? You crashed.
Oh, we're back.
Oh, I'll say, it's been 45 minutes long and the film starts in half an hour, so we're gonna have to cut this one. Pretty short.
Have we been ranting?
We have.
That's
It's been
45 minutes.
So I think all in all, is he real? Is he not? We've said he's definitely more. He's not real than he is real. But
No, I think we've sussed that he could be real, but he's a dickhead if he is.
all right, we've. This is how we done it. We said that he could be real, but the legitimacy of him isn't great.
Yeah.
Let us know. Yeah, it could be a great geezer. If you're a great geezer, send me a DM and talk. But I think
Santa sent you.
Oi, Santa, if you're out there, listen, slide into DMs, lad. I think on that note, we'll end it there. Cheers for watching day 5 or 6 of the Christmas special.
Yeah.
We'll catch you in the next one.
See you later, Santa.
Peace out, Santa. My man.